An honor. After all the speakers tonight, there have been a lot of different styles. To you, sir, I just bow. I have nothing. That was fantastic. I'm not going to be quite that rah-rah. I just kind of talk from my heart. But I want to share with you, I want to share in as short a time as possible, 5 minutes, my story that spanned 4 Olympic Games. And I'll do that very quickly, but for those of you who don't know, I think many of you or most of you should be able to relate to it, because it's not about winning every time. It's about setbacks, it's about getting knocked down, it's about falling down and getting back up and having success defined in a lot of different ways. So I should say at the end, achieving my ultimate goal. First Olympics, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, just literally happy to be there. Bonnie and I made our first Olympic team together. Went in there maybe with a dream of a top 10 finish, and I came in 4th place. Missed a bronze medal by 16/100ths of a second. I was, you kind of think a little bit about what I could have done for that, but I wasn't disappointed. I was pretty happy with my performance. My goal had been met by being there. And I thought, I was pretty proud. I remember coming home on the airplane, and I'm thinking, God, you just got 4th at the Olympics. I wonder if you're going to have a parade for you when you get home. I swear. I didn't get my parade. I got a couple, that's too bad, nice try, and maybe next time. But it brought a lot to light. It made me realize a lot and about how people measure success. And really success to me is about giving it your all, about giving it 100%. It's not always about who wins and who loses. We are very fortunate to have come out on top, but not everybody does. I think, but success can be achieved with 100% effort. Second Olympic Games, 4 years go by, 4 great years, and my second Olympic Games is when my story became public. About a year before those games, I was the youngest of 9 children in my family. The youngest of my 5 sisters was diagnosed with leukemia. And she went through an amazing year of ups and downs, in and out of remission several times. And God knows why, but these 2 worlds came together on the very same day. My first race at those Olympics, 500 meters, a race in which I was favored for a medal. I spoke to Jane, my sister, for the last time that morning. She passed away, and I was to race later that evening, and maybe some of you remember what happened that night. 100 meters into the race, I fell. 4 days later, in 1,000 meters, I'm leading with just a half lap to go, and I fell again. My Olympics had come and gone. I went into those games as a favorite. I came away having lost a sister and not even crossing the finish line. We all fall down. I said it before. You all will get doors closed in your faces. Somebody said it tonight earlier. You probably hear more no's than you hear yeses, at least initially. And so you've got to find ways to get up, to move forward, to learn. Maybe most importantly, learn from those situations. And, you know, if you can learn, it always makes it easier to take steps forward, to get up and move forward. My 3rd Olympics would come 4 years after that. I went in as a favorite again, world record holder and a world champion. And I finished 4th place again. 3 guys beat me. For the first and only time in the history of the Olympic Games, after 1992, we only had 2 years to wait till another Olympics. They wanted to start to stagger the summer and the winter games. And so I was going to keep going. Bonnie was keeping going. We were going for our 4th games. Bonnie had 3 golds and a bronze by this point, and I had all the success in between that she had, but the Olympics hadn't happened for me yet. And so 1994 rolled around, and I went into those games more heavily favored than I'd ever been in any other Olympics. 5 fastest times in history, 46 World Cup wins. I wasn't going to come away without a medal in the 500 meters. And I did. I slipped in the last turn. I didn't fall, but I slipped. Lost all my speed, all my momentum, and I didn't win a medal. And now I had one chance left, and it was my secondary race. It was a race I wasn't favored to win, a race that a couple of years before I didn't even like that much, but this time I was prepared for it. I worked so very hard, and this time more than, probably the most important thing was I believed. I believed in myself. I believed I had the capability in the 1,000 meters. And you know, the gun went off. It was one of those magical days that we all dream about as athletes, and it all fell into place. I looked up when I crossed the finish line, and the clock said WR, big world record next to it, and I won a gold medal. And it was. You know, all the cliche stuff you get, you know, my story kind of speaks for itself, but it is true, and I think it relates a lot to what all of you here in this room have to do, have ahead of you, and what is success to you? How much success do you want? I mean, there's some special moments at the end for all of us. We all got to hear that national anthem played, and it was one of the most amazing days of my life.